So today I have another unboxing. Hopefully the last one in a while. It's not free. And so this is from Botanical Perfumery. It is the Arina Franzén Botanicals line, the ones that is being discontinued. So these were 50% off, and I can't refuse a good deal, so yeah, I got some more. I now have 5 of them. Of those 5, 3 I wanted to get already. One is a pure blind buy and one is a guess. And the guess was pretty good. So this is where one of the only real blind buy is. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. So packaging, as always, is immaculate. Box, no, simple box, but the way they package it's nice. It feels like I'm getting something handmade, and that's one of the things I enjoy about Dark Tales. Got some notes and stuff, same as always, and a little bit of stuff. Yeah, I also ordered some samples, so there's 2 bottles and 2 samples that I ordered. And one of the samples is the new Night of Darkness. Probably gonna get closer. So that'll be something I'll sample for later. The other one, I suspect, is in this little pouch. I ordered I actually got 3. Oh. So 2 of these I did not order. Let's see, the one I ordered was this one, Noir Cacao, which is from the new Villanafur or something. Villaniflor? I don't know. It's basically a gourmand cacao. I love cacao, so. I also got a decant of Fleur d'Oranger, d'Orange, I don't know. I don't speak that. And Persica, which I will sample later. Yeah, I never actually talk about my samplings. I do a lot of samplings in the evening, so even when I do the scent of the week and stuff, I never really mention that I do a lot of sampling on the evenings. I also got a note, and this is actually a wax closed note. That's nice. That's real nice. I almost don't want to open this. What is this? Ah, yes. This is the cards for... Oh, this is going to take time. So this is the one I ordered, the Noir Cacao, and others as well. I got 3 of them, and I got then 3 cards, this is the stuff I really appreciate. Even when you buy a decant, you get a card for each of the decants that you got, so you can actually read up on the fragrance, even as if it's just a decant. Lovely touch. And always Werther's original. That's a hard caramel for you who don't know. And then the fragrance. So this is the one I knew I wanted, Tuberose Noir, which is the best tuberose fragrance on my skin that I have ever tried. It is slightly feminine very slightly because of all the tuberose, but it's so slight that it basically is 100% unisex. The one thing to note is that some people's skin may be different. This is very, very much a natural fragrance, so it can sometimes change depending on skin. So I'm just going to quickly show you the bottle, as this is one I already know. I won't bother with all the test spraying and stuff. But that's the bottle. And the bottles are pretty nice. I do have a complaint about these caps. Although this is wood, the inside sort of feels like very cheap plastic inserts. It doesn't really look, you can't really see that. And also the top, it isn't metal, it's actually plastic. I would have liked this to be an actual metal insert and this to have been actual metal, but fine. The juice, just like the smoke and mirrors, is pretty dark. So not smoke and mirror, but the ancient woods. So the juice will stain your skin and definitely stain your clothes. So be aware of that. So I'm just going to quickly move on to the one that I'm most anticipating, because this is the only one that I'm really blind buying. So this is Oud and Fig. Or is it Fig and Oud? It's Oud and Fig. So this is, from what I've gathered, supposed to be sort of the contrast of the dark and dense and deep oud with the fresh and bright and fruity fig. Sort of a light meets dark sort of a thing. It says that it's using agarwood, and agarwood doesn't have to be oud. It can just be the agarwood. And yeah, that is something I don't like about this entire industry, that they can use so many different words for the same thing, so they can trick you into thinking something is one thing and it's not. So this will be real agarwood, but it could also just be the woods and not the actual oud, because it is basically the same thing, but two very different products. So the juice is pretty bright compared to like Noir. I have them all here, so I can just bring them all out. Just because I can. So if you see the, where was it? This is the ancient woods, which is, this is just woods, and this is supposed to be wood and fig. So you could sort of see this being watered out a little bit, turning into more bright, but I don't know. Anyways, can smell a little bit from the atomizer, but I can't see any sign of leakage, so I think it's just pushing through the atomizer. This is the first attempt here. Usually I wouldn't do this on my skin. I would start on a glass spoon, but I'm taking a chance here. So one small spray for mankind. I don't want that smell on my there. I don't want the what's it called? I don't want the alcohol thing in my nose, because it becomes very strong and I lose my sense of smell. So, oh yeah, definitely got fig in it. Oh, this is very interesting. Yeah, you can definitely get the fig very much in the opening. It's very bright. It's got like very lively fig, juicy, fruity, but not super sweet. Sort of the same fig you get in Fico di Amalfi from Acqua di Parma? Yeah, I think it's Acqua di Parma. Fico di Amalfi, most people know. You have that fig, very, very similar to that fig, like that bright, fresh, slightly sweet, but very, very slightly. So, and there's a lot of leaves, fig leaves. I can get a lot of green from it. So it's not just the fruit, it's the fig leaves. Underneath, there is a little bit of oud, but it's very faint. It's not a ton of oud. It's not one thing combined with the other. It's sort of the fig on top and the oud on the bottom. But this is the very opening, and I expect that to be like that because fig is a typical top note. Oud will be a dry down note. So what I expect to happen is that the fig will sort of calm down, the oud will start to emerge, and they will just switch halfway. But I can definitely smell something in the bottom that is oud-like. But it's very, very faint. So it's not something I can like specify that this is oud. If I didn't know it was oud, I probably wouldn't have realized it. Because it is so much of that fig and green leaves, that fig leaf. And woods, slight powdery note. But it's really beautiful, and this is something I will wear for spring, definitely. Maybe even summer. If the oud doesn't come out too strongly, just keeps that little faint signature, this is a nice, even summer, spring and summer fragrance. I do hope the oud will come up a little bit more because it's not a whole lot of oud in here. It's like woody powdery, not like iris powdery or carrot seed, or not like that kind of powdery, but very interesting. So I thought I would do a sort of a review on all of these 5 at one point. Let me do I don't know if you can even see it, but so these are the 5 that I have. I was very close to buying Renaissance as well. I did like it, but it was a little too intense for me because I have some breathing issues with certain ingredients, especially the musks, but other ingredients as well. And I did have a little bit of a reaction to it, and I thought it's not worth the risk. That was just a tester and just smearing it on. And yeah, I didn't want to take the risk. But these 5, no problem. Neither I have first tried now this, and the others I have already tried before. That oudy wood is coming back out. There's still a lot of fig here, but I can definitely sense that the oud is pushing out. But I would not say this is what I consider oud. This is the agarwood, because it smells like wood. It does not smell animalic. It does not smell balsamic. Well, I'm not the one to sit here and explain to you how oud smells. There's other videos by people that actually know their shit. But this does not smell like heavy oud. This smells like agarwood. And as previously stated, agarwood can be classified as oud without actually being the actual oud. The oud is like the inside of the agarwood when there's infection and there's the defense, and it's basically a pus of a defense mechanism. But you can still use agarwood and call it oud for some reason. I don't know. I may be wrong, but that's from what I've read. The way it sort of has that base underneath all that fig is very nice. It is definitely a summer potential wear. I don't see this being an issue in summer. Because although it has that heavy base, it's not a whole lot of it. It's not like 50-50. It's more like 75-25. So you have a lot of that bright fig and fig leaf and that sort of green and fruity, and yeah, nice top, and you have that bottom base just lingering underneath. So I'm saying this is going to be a really nice spring and summer fragrance. And it could also change quite a lot as it becomes warmer. This could perform differently. The oud could become stronger as it macerates. It could also change. Who knows? Yeah, but it's nice. It's that you can read for you. It is according to the box, a woody fragrance. It is sweet, woody, warm, and enveloping with a gentle scent of fresh figs. So it's fig, Buddha wood, ebony wood, aged sandalwood, and agar wood. So it doesn't actually say oud on the back. So this is very, very much probably not actual oud, but in a combination of woods to create an oud scent. So yeah, that's the unboxing. And I now have 5 of these, and 5 of these, and 5 dark tails. So that's 10. So this is now my second largest brand, if you can call. I call this dark tails because it's a sub line in dark tails. But yeah, I'm gonna stop now because I'll never stop talking if I don't stop.